Welcome to day 259 of our DeSo journey. I'm Ed Krasenstein here with my twin brother, Brian, and we have a lot to talk about today, Brian. Remember, these videos are sponsored by the NFT project, Cloutcox.
Yeah, and Cloutcox, they released two new NFTs yesterday, the Christmas versions. They had Santa Cock and also Rudolph Cock. And I think Scrutinize won Rudolph for 2.01 DeSo. And then we had Paul Burke winning the Santa for 1.76 DeSo. So congrats to both of them. I'm sure these are going to be two unique holiday cocks to celebrate Christmas with.
Yeah. So yesterday, Alex Valetis made a post. It was a picture that he posted with him and Natter working in WeWork in New York City. They're in New York City right now using WeWork for office space. And Salil Sethi popped in.
Yeah, Salil lives in New York City. We met him there once. We met him in Miami once. Great guy, probably one of the smartest people in DeSo. But it was nice to see all three of them together. I'm sure they had some interesting conversations. I know Salil is doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes with Prosper Clout, but also some other things.
Open Prosper.
Soon to be Open Prosper when he rebrands it, which I guess he's doing right now.
Yeah, so I mean, it was great seeing that picture. Also yesterday, Zordon from Diamondapp, the creator of Diamondapp, updated the, what is it called? The time decay. I'm sorry, I had a brain fart there. He updated time decay. He made it shorter so that more posts start showing the hot feed. And when they do, they don't stay up there quite as long as they had been. Because we noticed that there were some posts that would be up there for like almost 12, 14 hours.
Yeah, so if anybody's not in the DeSo Discord, I highly recommend you join it just so you can follow along with what's going on. Alex is there, Zordon's there, a lot of, I think Natter's there. So I think that it's great to just be up to date on things, but they actually listen. And I made a quick post in the Discord just saying, hey, the hot feed seems a little bit stale. A lot of the posts, including ours, our video yesterday, it stayed like in the top 3 until like, I think like last night. So I think a lot of them need to be updated more. And to do that, I recommended that they lower the time decay or raise the rate of decay, the time decay. So basically if say I gave somebody a diamond, now that diamond will slowly decay in value in the equation or the algorithm, in the hot feed algorithm. So it slowly decays. If you raise the rate of decay, then that diamond I gave at 5 a.m. in the morning isn't going to be worth very much by noon. So, but if you raise the decay, it might not be worth much by 9 a.m. So you should be seeing more movement in the hot feed. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. There's positives and negatives. The higher the rate of decay, the less, I guess, the less the variables are going to count ultimately. So we're going to see what happens. It's a confusing algorithm if you're not familiar with it, but I think that this should kind of update things and make things a little bit fresher.
I think you just confused us all.
I think I confused myself.
But yeah, like I think it's an experiment in progress. You know, we got to see what works, what doesn't work, and I think as more people come on the platform, it's going to have to constantly be adjusted, and we're going to see new nodes pop up that have different algorithms or use the same algorithm but adjust it the way they like. So it's going to be interesting just to kind of follow it. So NFTz had a huge update early this morning. Martijn and Van Halen, he's been doing some incredible work and not sleeping for several nights, just trying to get things done. So now you can sort traits on NFT projects. For example, if you go to rowdyreptilians.NFTz.zone, you'll see a magnifying glass in the upper left-hand side of the page, right to the left of all the collection pills on the top. If you click on that, you're going to be presented with all the different trait headings like background color, head color, shirt color. I don't know. I may be making some of these up. And then under each of those, you're going to have checkboxes. So you only want to see rowdy reptilians with black backgrounds. You check that. You only want to see them with black backgrounds and a gray beanie, check the black background and the gray beanie boxes. So you can really sort easily. You can also now search for the text within the body of the NFT and only see NFTs that have that text. It's something we've been working on, something that I think every NFT marketplace needs. It just took time getting to this point because traits were kind of delayed. Now that we have the ability to have traits on NFTz and on DeSo, we can now do this sorting mechanism. So right now, we launched with a collection of 8 artists whose NFT collections have this trait sorting ability. They're Badass Baboons, Octoposse, Pixel Pirates, Spookies, Rowdy Reptilians, Bad Santa, Uncanny Collection, and Eggheads. And if you're an artist and you have traits on your NFTs, let us know and we can add sorting to yours as well. Just contact NFTz on DeSo.
Yeah, I think this is an important move for collectors. I think as a collector, you can quickly jump around and see which traits are more rare and see, oh, how many have gray beanies on the Rowdy Reptilians. And then you can look at them all. You can see, hey, I have this Rowdy Reptilian. It has a gray beanie and an eye patch. Let's see how many others have gray beanies and eye patches. Maybe none. And none other than the one you own. So I think that this is going to really open things up to collectors. It's going to allow collectors to get a better feel for what's out there quickly and easily. They don't have to scroll through hundreds of Rowdy Reptilians to see like which ones are popular and which ones are rare. They can just quickly sort through the sidebar. So I think this is really going to open things up. I hope it also starts getting people to buy on the secondary market. It's going to enhance the secondary market, I feel. And like Ed said, I think that every DeSo, every NFT marketplace needs something like this because it will allow for quick, efficient sorting of these various collections.
Yeah, and I also like to mention when you're seeing those traits in the sidebar, it also says a number of NFTs that have that trait. So if you're looking at the background color, it's going to say red 5, green 22, and that's the number of NFTs in that collection that have those traits. And I also want to say, I think this is great for Octoposse. I was talking to Matt Hope yesterday. I showed him a preview. He really liked it. But everybody needs female Octoposse. And before now, there wasn't really a good way to just find the females that are currently for sale in the secondary market. Now on NFTz, you can go to octoposse.nftz.zone, click on the secondary market tab, and then just click female. And it's going to show all the females that are currently for sale. If you want to only see generation 2 females, you can select the generation 2 collection and then check female and you'll see only generation 2 females that are currently available in the secondary market. I think it's going to make things a lot easier. It's going to save time. And we plan on having a lot more features released in the coming weeks as well. We may take a little bit of a break for the holidays. Martine's been working his butt off. So we look forward to 2022 on NFTz.
Yeah, we're all working hard. We have a great roadmap ahead, and I think you're all going to really enjoy what we're going to do.
Yeah. So yesterday, A1Iya, I don't know if I'm saying that right, A1Iya made a discovery, and that discovery is now that when you're making a post, whether on mobile or desktop, and you accidentally hit escape on your keyboard or click out of it on your phone, it's going to ask you if you really want to discard these changes. This is something I think a lot of people have been waiting for. I know Tyne has been asking for this over and over again. I've been in a situation where I have like a 500 character post I've typed out in my box, ready to post, and then I accidentally hit escape and it vanishes, and I start typing it all over again. So now at least it's going to ask you, are you sure you want to discard changes to your post and exit whenever you try and exit a post you've started?
Yeah, this is it's not a huge feature, but it's definitely one that a lot of people are going to appreciate, whether you realize it or not. Like Ed said, I've done it so many times. I've written out posts, especially on my phone. And like I might be walking my dog or playing Frisbee with my dog as I'm doing it. And I go to throw the Frisbee and I shake my phone. And for some reason, I think Apple, if you shake it, it goes back or something. This should prevent that from happening. You're not going to lose your post. So great work, great feature. And I'm sure we're going to see a lot of new features coming out on on Diamondapp as well as other nodes as we move ahead.
Zoints, you want to talk about Zoints, Brian?
Yeah, so Zoints, for those who don't know, Zoints is kind of a, well, they advertise themselves as a Web 3.0 social platform built on the Solana blockchain.
Sounds a
And
lot like DeSo, right?
they had thousands of users. They had 14,000 Twitter followers. They were pretty popular. I mean, for the Solana blockchain, they were a pretty popular application built on top of it. But 2 days ago, they announced that they are shutting the doors. And if you recall, maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, there was a lot of publicity and media attention brought on about Solana because they were creating this fund to build social on their blockchain as a secondary layer. And Nader and the core team, they pointed out, Nader particularly in a blog post, that Solana is not going to be the future of social Web 3.0 because it can't scale. It's too cost prohibited. You can't do things on Solana by building an app on top of it as a second layer. And I think Zoint pretty much confirmed this, or somewhat confirmed this, in their blog post about why they actually had to shut down. And here are a few of the quotes from their blog. They said, "We devised a solution, but ultimately 2 nights ago realized it was not viable due to current blockchain limitations, which would make the UX user experience terrible." They also went on and said, "We went so far as to pay all transaction fees on the platform to avoid gas bottleneck. It didn't matter." So they knew that there was this gas problem and they paid the transactions, but still they ran into issues, and that was not a long-term solution. They can't keep paying gas fees. And they also said there's no path to platform decentralization. And everybody complains about DeSo not being decentralized yet, even though we're only 9 months into things. But DeSo can be decentralized. As we move forward, the control is going to be taken out of the hands of the founders, and the currency is going to be, the DeSo currency is going to be spread around for more and more as time goes on, making it decentralized. They couldn't do that with Zoints, and they had an issue with that. So I think everything Nader pretty much pointed out in that blog post a few weeks ago, I think this Zoints example pretty much shows he's correct. And I don't think we're going to see a viable solution to social that can really expand built on the Solana blockchain. That's why we need infinite chain blockchains like DeSo, and that's what we're dealing with right now.
Yeah, like it's unfortunate because I know the creators of Zoints had a lot of hope, and there was that potential there. It's funny because now they're open sourcing it and kind of asking the Solana community to build something on top of Solana again. Somebody needs to let these guys know, men and women, whoever's behind it, know that DeSo might be the better solution for what they're wanting to do. Maybe not might, it is the better solution for what they want to do, at least in my mind and from everything I've seen. So hopefully somebody can contact them and let them know about DeSo.
Yeah, and I posted a link to their Twitter if you want to go there and kind of recommend DeSo to them in a non-spammy way. I'd highly recommend it.
Where did you post the link?
In the post, I made a post last night about it, and it's probably about 6 posts down from this video. So check that out.
All right, and I think that's all we have for you today. Everybody have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.